I have things to talk about. One, I'm at 998 subscribers, which is a big deal for me. My friend Mary Jo just texted me and said 998, which I didn't even know because I hadn't been over on the channel for a long time. But I was thrilled because I've worked at this for so long. Now, I got a bunch of things to say. It's November 29th. Tomorrow is the last day in November. The third Burr month, September, October, November, December. I look at the 4 Burr months and I look at the 4 big holidays, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. And we roll into 2026. Having 998 subscribers, I'm blown away. But here's the thing. YouTube is putting ads on my videos. I am not monetized, which means I don't get paid in any way, shape, or form for my videos. Even though they're putting ads up, I don't get any money for those ads. I'm not monetized. And even when you hit 1,000 subscribers, which is one of the requirements for monetization, you also have to have the views and the watch time. Like, people have to click on and they have to watch X amount of time, X amount of views, and I don't have that. The people, yes, the numbers, people clicking subscribe, thank you, namaste, I appreciate you. But I don't have the watch time. My watch time is down, my view time is down. I can see that in the algorithms, and I'm okay with that. I said a while back that there wasn't, I didn't do this to monetize, but still it's cool, it's exciting. So I need 2 people to click subscribe. Who wants to be my 1,000th person? Somebody want to be number 1,000? It's, for me, it's exciting. So where do I go with all this? Let me fill you in on stuff. My husband is down walking on the treadmill. I did 10 minutes so far. I'll do another 10. My head is buzzing. My tinnitus is buzzing because of my taper. Going from 4 milligrams of Ativan to 3 milligrams of Ativan, I have more tinnitus. It's one of the side effects, I guess. So I have more tinnitus. So I have more screaming in my ears, or like right here. But I'm at 3 milligrams. My friend Karen, you said, I hope you get off the medicine. I don't intend to get off of it completely. The goal with myself and my psychiatrist is to get me to 2 milligrams safely, slowly, safely, so that I have coffee. And I just had a BLT for lunch. And then I had pumpkin pie with Ready Whip on it. So it kind of wants to come back, You know how that is. I'm getting older. My food goes down and then it decides it's going to repeat for a second. There's Mary Jo. Hi, Mary Jo. Mary Jo's text just came up on my screen. You'll see this, Mary Jo, so I'm waving to you. Thank you, honey. I love you. So anyway, so I have what was I talking about? Have my coffee, got my cinnamon, got my peppermint mocha, cold foam. So the tinnitus. So the goal, and Karen, I know where you're coming from. I hear you. I got you. Thank you, girlie. I appreciate you. So the goal was 2 milligrams. I made it to 3. I'm proud of me for that. I'm okay sticking around at 3 for a while. I did sleep last night until 5 a.m. Thank you, Jesus. Fell asleep around 10:15. Cried myself to sleep again last night. This is probably 2 or 3 nights I've cried myself to sleep. So I went over on my channel and I went to not the top video where I said Happy Thanksgiving, but the 3 below that. And I hearted every single comment. So I read your comments. For those of you who have lost a loved one, I feel you. I know what that is like. Even though I've remarried, I have not stopped grieving. I have not stopped mourning. I have not forgotten, or I have not gotten past the visual part of my partner's passing. I have not. I'm never going to. And so looking at the comments, someone said, and I love your comments because it makes me think and it gives me something to talk about. So someone said, I don't mean to be mean, but I think you think too much. Like, and seriously, people get up and go through their day and they don't deep think. They're surface thinkers. Which you go about your day, you do what you got to do. You don't dive deep. I am an INFJ. I'm a Leo. I am a Soto Zen Buddhist. I dive deep. I dive deep. My thinking has always been deep thinking. I always wonder and question and ask what, why, where, how, when. I don't take anything just at face value or just for granted, like, okay, we die. Okay, I want to know why. Where do we go? What happens? I know where the peel's going to go, the shell. It's going to rot and go into the ground, like everything does eventually. But this part of me, this in here, the poet, the woman, the voice, the thoughts, the reason I'm sitting here talking to you, where is she afterwards? Where do I float off to? What land? What part? What do I come back as? Who or what? I don't know. I think about everything. I think about birth. I think about being an egg in my mother, in a fallopian tube, and then being born. And I think about my mother being an egg in her mother's ovary, and then going down the fallopian tube, and it just is never ending. It's just back further and further and further and further to what's the beginning. What is the beginning? So I've had kids, and they've had kids, and some of those kids have had kids. I think about all that. I think about everything. Everything. Yesterday, I saw a homeless man. He had a backpack, he had a bag, and I kept thinking about him. I thought about him all day yesterday. I'm thinking, where is he sleeping at night? How many stores let him in to go to the bathroom? Like, I just kept thinking about him. I've been homeless a few times in my life. I've slept in my car. I've slept in a tent. I slept in a rooming house. I rented a room where it was mostly men. There was one other woman in this huge rooming house. And that's almost like paradise now, because there was a bathroom, there was a payphone. That was like when I was in my 20s. But anyway, so for the person who said, I think you think too much, yes. I don't know that there's a too much. What is too much? What is thinking too much? How much is too much? Is my question. I'm in my 67th rotation around the sun. 67th. I've gone 67 times. I'm in that time, that winter season of my life. The last book in the trilogy, the last chapter in the book, the last page, I'm at that end point. I'm at the place where if I die, people are not going to say, she was too young to die. Which brings me to another comment where someone said, I think you talk about death too much, or think about death too much. I think people don't think about death enough. That's what I think. We think about birth. We think about when there's a new baby. We celebrate. We're excited. There's a shower, a baby shower. Is it a boy? Is it a girl? There's excitement. There's happiness. There's women waiting to be grandmoms, jumping up and down, screaming. You know, everybody's like, oh, it's a blessing, a wonderful thing. And then we go through life knowing we're going to die. We talk all through life about what we're doing. The house we bought, the man we married, the woman we married, the dog we got, the cat, where the kids go to school, what their grades are, what the job is, or do we have overtime, the prices going up, groceries going up. We talk about having to see the doctor, getting our eyes checked, getting our teeth cleaned. We talk about all those things. We're always talking about those things. Who talks about death? Not many people, because it scares us. It's scary. We're not afraid to talk about birth. We're all excited. We're all excited. Taking pictures, taking videos, you know. But that beginning means there's an end. There's an opposite to everything. Everything in the world, there's an opposite. There's a beginning, there's an end. I'm following the Walk for Peace, the monks from Texas. And I am so in love with the Walk for Peace. The monks say we live 2 days, the day we're born and the day we die. And they were just having a talk about we're all going to die. And we spend so much time on our outer body. I put my lipstick on, my body spray, I brush my hair, put a little makeup, a little foundation, a little blush here, a little mascara, put on the shirt that I like, you know, my leggings. I try to take care of myself. The outer part, the monks were talking about that. What about inside? Do we have peace? Are we mindful when we do something? Are we just doing something? Right now, I'm just doing this. I'm talking to you guys as my family, as my friends, as my sisters, as my mom, as my grandmoms, as my aunts, my daughters, like whatever you want to be, my best friend, my homies, my one person, my whatever. And so I'm doing just that. And I add in my coffee, because this just goes with you guys. It's like a set. It's like a matching set. I've had some people say, I don't know why you drink coffee when you're doing a video. I don't know, if I could meet with you guys, I'd say, let's go get a coffee or a tea. And we would do that and we would talk. So I'm doing this because it's what I do. So why are people scared? Why are people scared to talk about death? I've seen death. I watched my father die. I watched my brother-in-law die. I watched my partner die. I washed him and turned him and propped him and gave him his meds. In and around when the hospice nurse would show up for a half an hour for the last 5 days of his life, I watched him struggle to go to the bathroom, struggle to get on the commode, struggle to stand up with me holding a draw sheet around him. I did all that. I shaved him, I fed him, I cleaned him up, I held him, I kissed him, I loved him. And I watched him carried out, wrapped in cloth, in a bag. And I shouldn't talk about that? Yes, I should. Because he was with me almost 14 years. You better believe I'm going to talk about that. And my dad, amazing man, 81 years, a welder, strong, very much loved my mother. He taught me love, unconditional. And he died. Like my oldest sister did, like my 2 brothers did, like my son's godfather did a few years back, like my brother-in-law did just 2 years ago. It happens all the time. All the time. I think it's, 5 people every second around the world die. What makes it so scary is we don't know what happens. Now, if we believe in God and heaven, we say we're going to go to heaven. So that makes us feel better, like we're safe. For those of you who believe that, and I'm with you. I'm not against you. I'm not being critical. I don't know. I practice Buddhism, but I also pray. I don't pray to God. I pray to the universe. I pray to Mother Earth. I just pray. I think everything is godly. I think everything is amazing. So I think we're afraid because we don't know. Is it painful? Is it painful? Does it hurt to die? Is it painful? You heard that? She died peacefully in her sleep. He died peacefully in his sleep. It was just so sudden. He just fell over. She just fell over. That's how I want to go. Peacefully in my sleep. I want to lay down. I want to start dreaming. And I want to just not wake up. I don't want it to be a long drawn out, thing. I've seen too much of that. I was a certified nurse aide for a while. I worked in the intensive care trauma unit. I worked for a senior care company nationwide. I did hospice CNA work. I did CNA work for people with dementia and all kinds of illnesses and ailments and things. And there's always that fear of what is it like. Sky said that. Sky said, I'm not afraid to die, but why does it hurt so much? When he got a UTI, October 2023, and I had to call an ambulance and get him into the hospital, and he was in there for 3 days, and he said, Poet, get me home, because I don't want to die in here. So I got him home. And he said, why does it have to hurt so much? So he was in pain because he had an illness that caused pain. And so he wasn't afraid of the end process. He was is a devout Zen Buddhist. And I often feel him around me. Often. I think of him every single day. I cry more now for him than I ever have. And I'm in month 21 of his passing. I struggle in my life, in my everyday existence. I struggle. I have a broken family. I have kids that don't talk to me. Somebody's mad because I talk to this person and they don't talk to that person. So there's always a reason. I reach out. If I have a phone number, I could reach out. I don't get nobody's reaching back. So all I can do is say, live your life, but if you need me, I'm here. That's how I live my life. The monks that are walking from Texas to Washington, D.C., they've been walking for about 33 days now. And they said, we won't find peace until everyone has peace in them. Inside. And in order to do that, you need to breathe in and breathe out. And just do one thing at a time. I will say, I have itchy nose. I will say that I struggle every single day with my emotional health, my emotional thinking. I cry more now than I have in weeks. I stress and worry about things I have no control over, and I'm very aware of that. I have no control over some things. I have no control over most things. None of us do. That doesn't mean we don't fret about it, think about it, worry about it, wonder about it. I stress about debt. I stress about food insecurity, even though I don't have a reason right now to feel food insecure. I think about, did I do everything right with Sky in his life and his death? And is there a right or a wrong? I think about my death, and I have a cremation plan started. I started paying on my cremation. I've talked about this. I've made 3 payments, so I paid $151 in. It's in like a life insurance policy now. It's in like a burial policy. So if I wanted to cash it in, it's worth $81. But I want to get the funeral director over, and I want to sit down with her and say, okay, what's it going to cost now? Like, because everything's going up, right? And at the time I set everything up, it was $2,999. It's more than that now, I know it is. But I would like to get the payments going again, so that I know my cremation is paid for, so that when I do leave here and move on to what's next, it's paid for, and George doesn't have to deal with that end of things. George does not have a burial plan. He wants to be cremated, and so I know that, and I know what he wants and doesn't want, but nothing's paid for. So that's something we have to work on. We have to put in the budget. We have to work on that. Just like getting a new roof and getting a new air conditioning system, we need to pay for how much it's going to cost once we stop breathing. So yeah, I talk about death, maybe to make people aware of, do you have everything in order? Do you know passwords to everything? Do you have paperwork for everything? Do you have lists? Do you know what the bills are? Do you know who gets paid? Do you know the addresses? Do you have web addresses? Do you know where the keys are to all the locks in the house? Do you know how to turn off the water in case there's a leak? Do you have emergency numbers? Do you have smoke detectors? Do you have fire extinguishers in your home? Right? Do you have your doctors in your contact list? Do you have them under your important section of your phone, like the red star area? Do you have a contact person picked? Is everything up to date with your doctors and dentists and everyone? Like, these are the things that are important, that we say, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. When? We don't want to get to that, because then that means, like, does that mean it's going to happen? No. It just means you're going to be prepared. You go and buy groceries so that you're prepared, so that you can eat. You make your car payment so you're prepared that your car is going to remain parked outside of your house, right? You pay the bills, the electric bill and the gas bill and the water bill, so that you have electric, gas, and water. You're prepared. So, I will keep Sky's memory alive, because he's worth it. He's worth it. He was worth it. He called me sugar. He always called me sugar. He's gone somewhere. Sometimes I see this big hawk fly over to my house, and I'm sure it's him, just checking on me, making sure if I'm okay. But at night, man, do I cry. I shake. I kind of freak out. I go into fight or flight. Like, I just want to get out of the bed, get out of the house, get out of the room, get downstairs, get the cover, get on the couch, and hide. There's a fear in me. There's a fear that no one is around, that I'm completely alone in this world. But I'm not. I have all of you guys. I have George's family. I have some people in my family. My family's like everywhere. And even when everybody's talking, nobody's talking. You know what I mean? Like, I can remember being like in my 20s, and there would be a picnic and this person wasn't invited because they don't talk to that person who was invited. It's like, who are you going to invite? I mean, this was stuff that went on forever. This isn't a new thing just with me. This has been like years and years and years of this kind of thing. Well, we can't invite so-and-so because so-and-so was invited. Anyway, so I'm struggling. I struggle. What I would love is to not struggle. I would love to not think. Just get up in the morning, brush my teeth, wash my face, shampoo my hair, and look at the day. What do I got today? What do I want to get done? And go and do that and not think beyond that. Not think the deep thoughts. Not dig deep in my thinking. Us INFJs, we do that. We think deep thoughts. When my website is up and running, I'll let you know. I have a website. I don't know if I've said that. It is in maintenance mode because I haven't wrote the first blog yet. But as soon as I get the first blog up, I'll let you know what the website name is so that you can go over there and you can support me there. But I need 2 people to hit the subscribe button. Just 2. I need number 999 and number 1000. And then, to me, that's amazing. I have a friend, Karen, I'm talking about you. Her channel's just through the roof. I am so proud of you, Karen. Karen plays guitar. She's got a cute dog. She's got a husband. And her channel is The Northern Woman. Check her out. Add to her subscription count. She does all kinds of things. And, maybe down the road I'll do a little more. There'll be a little more, things will get a little more interesting. I don't know. This is my life right now. And so I give you what I'm living right now. So I got 10 minutes of my walk-in on the treadmill. I either listen to music, usually Taylor Swift's new album, Life of a Showgirl, which I love. I'm a Swiftie. Or we put Alexa on and play traditional holiday music. I put some Nestle Toll House chocolate cookies with peppermint mocha bark in the oven this morning. So we made 20 of those. They're in the tray. You put it on the cookie sheet. You put it in the oven. We made 20 of those. And yesterday I picked up some groceries and I put together from my leftovers here a Thanksgiving meal for my son. And we took that down to him. He's about 15 minutes away. He was invited for Thanksgiving dinner and he said he wasn't feeling well. But we did take him a Thanksgiving dinner, and I also stopped at the store and got him a good bit of groceries and took that down to him so he had food. And got spring water yesterday, 4 gallons, and then we stopped at CVS for something, and we stopped at the cemetery. Talking about death. Stopped at the cemetery to put flowers out. For memory's sake, for the love of people, so that we're never going to forget those that have moved on, but we can acknowledge them in different ways. So I'm going to go. Namaste. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for being here and hanging out and being my friend, and for being kind and just being glad that I'm here. And my husband, yeah, he doesn't get YouTube, so he stays over there. He's painting every day, and pretty much every day, and we have more artwork up on the walls. Pretty soon we're going to end up with no wall space, but he'll keep painting. And at some point there'll be an Etsy store, and I'll let you know about that too, because that's in the works for his art and for prints of his art. So that's where we're at. That's the directions we're going. My gem art, my banyan tree is almost done. I have a little bit of black left and it'll be done. I don't have anything framed. I've never framed a gem art. The banyan tree is 40 by 40. It's gorgeous. I honestly do not know what I'm going to do with it, but it is just so beautiful. So I'm going to get it finished. I want to start on the next one. I'll show you what that is. I have things to show. I want to show the deck. I want to show what paintings are new in the house, and I'll show you the gem art. But right now he's walking, so I'm going to go and go finish my walk, and I'll talk to you soon. Stay safe.